Yo, so the opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and the Future Bachelor podcast only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity or anything like that. This fun podcast, though, may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor Podcast.
I know I might be wrong, but I'm in love with Stacy's mom.
Yeah, are you?
I don't know if, well, I actually...
If I remember correctly, I feel like Stacy's mom was like a play off of Fast Times at Ridgemont High or something like that. So
I believe so. The music video is fun because it's definitely like this like hot mom who's like a business lady, boss bee, and she's like he's just like very much so in love with her, and he's like trying to mow the lawn. He's like, and he runs over the dog and like
oh damn,
just like gets the fur off the dog.
Yeah, no. When that song came out, everybody loved it. It was the biggest thing.
Everyone still loves it. They'll play it at the club, you know. Sometimes like at a bar, and people be like, they'll like play it. There's like a piano bar in my college town, Columbia, Missouri, where they will play they do it dueling pianos, and they'll play it like everyone will be singing along, dancing.
They do that. But what's it called? Stacy's mom. It's like 10 words in the first verse or something. It was like one of the biggest like singles that they had, and it was the easiest lyrics to ever write. So, Stacy's mom. We thought it was appropriate because we're gonna talk about moms in this episode.
We are.
That sounded like we're gonna talk shit about them, but we are. No. So, not our moms. Our moms are amazing.
Our moms are great.
Yeah. Keeping us alive over here at Future Bachelor.
Yeah.
That's Stacy's mom. What do we got this week? How's everything been, V?
Good.
Yeah. What'd you get into? I feel like I've seen you a lot.
That's because we had to watch a lot of Bachelor.
Oh yeah. It's like the third night in a row I've seen you.
We didn't actually see each other this weekend.
No, we didn't. But what'd you get into?
I saw Captain Marvel on opening night. I went alone because I just wanted to do a nice little self date, go see a WOM Power movie, and I liked it. It was good. It was a nice little treat to myself.
Interesting. That's weird.
How is that weird?
I don't know. This is just like something weird. Like I've never gone to the movies by myself.
I've been trying to be better about going to movies by myself. I have a lot of friends that go to movies by themselves, and it's kind of nice. Like you don't have to worry about
Oh, trust me, I would rather go to the movies by myself. But I just don't because I'll just wait for it to come out on.
No, I like going to the movies.
Well, I know the whole experience of a movie is, I guess, cool, but to me, it's just becomes way too overpriced, you know?
That's why I go to the one theater that's a little bit farther out, and it's $6.
Yeah, they're just breaking up the prices because more people are like me that are just not going to traditional theaters anymore. So
yeah,
I'm just well.
So I did that, and then I had one of
How was it? Was Captain Marvel good?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I don't think it's Marvel's best movie, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's up there. I'm excited to see her character in the upcoming Avengers.
Avengers Endgame. Okay.
But
what else to get into?
I had my dance. I do dance things here in Atlanta with it's called Vixen Workout, and it's really fun. And we have every month we do a glow party. So I had that on Friday, which was fun. Got to dance with all my girls on International Women's Day.
Oh, cool.
So that was nice. And then I did some day drinking on Saturday, to the point where we thought we were being chill with my friends Morgan and Amy, with the dogs out on a patio because it's beautiful. And we all got back to our respective apartments, which are next to each other, and we realized that we maybe were tipsy. We were like, are we drunk?
No, I mean, day drinking will lead to that. Why would you start if you're not going to?
But it was very chill. It was late afternoon. We were just sitting there, just
Yeah, but there's no chill day drinking. I feel like it's just
I think there is. We were just sitting on a patio, talking,
getting drunk.
Yeah, but we weren't trying. It's that wasn't.
We were trying. Yeah, you were day drinking. That's called brunch. Everyone does that.
But no, it's
What time did you start?
We literally didn't get there until 3.
Okay.
So it was late. It was later, and then we had to we're we should probably eat food, and so we got some Chinese, and we ate this Chinese before Amy had an actual party that night. So she had she was the one going out. We didn't go anywhere. I went to bed.
So that sounds fun.
But yeah.
No, I had my friend Cool Whip in town. And he's the man. I love Cool Whip is such a normal name for
Cool
me.
Whip.
But I talk to people.
How's everybody?
You don't have a friend named Cool Whip? It's
no.
very common. No, yeah, Cool Whip is one of the Fly Kids, actually. He's a rapper in our crew. He's tatted up from head to toe everywhere.
Yeah, I saw the pics on your Instagram.
Yeah,
story.
he actually tatted my logo on his face, and that's when I was like, dude,
That's
I got
right,
you
like,
for
right,
yeah,
like-
right here, like literally that airplane
Yeah.
logo. So, the whole story of the Fly Kids really started with, if you follow me on Instagram, it's that Fly Kid, and that was because it was a playoff of everything's a playoff of Back to the Future. Like that Fly Kid, I used to call myself Cy Money McFly for Marty McFly.
So really sticks to a theme, guys.
Yeah, so Future Bachelor, you know where that already came from.
He
so.
really has one theme, and that's it.
Back to the Future. And so when I started like working with more people, it was like, yo, you have to make like a crew. Like, what is your crew gonna be called? It's like if I was that Fly Kid.
Your gang?
Yeah, my gang. And you don't have one?
Gang.
Yeah.
I have
So
girl gangs. I have several girl gangs.
did they have a cool name like TFK, the Fly Kids?
I have the Gossip Queens. I've got
The Gossip Queens.
yeah.
Fly Kids would beat you guys in a battle. But
We would be able to dig up any dirt anywhere, anytime.
touche. Okay, well, yeah. So he came into town Friday night, and we were attempting to work on music, but he's kind of like steered towards more the artist route now and stuff. So he's like paints and does art and stuff. So it's been a while since he's gotten on a track. We attempted to, but really I wanted to get him on a song that I've been working on. So, but yeah, then I ended up working on a cover and stuff on this weekend. So I did the cover of Sucker.
Yeah.
Sucker just went #1 on the Billboard Hot
Top
100,
which is the first #1 for the Jonas Brothers ever.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that
Good for
song,
them.
yeah, that song was amazing, I thought, and so I was like, let me do a cover of it, and yeah, now it's out there. So if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you check out for my new cover of "Sucker" by the Jonas Brothers, and that's pretty much all I did. I went out I did the rooftop at Claremont again with a bunch of friends and stuff. So
fun. I need to go back.
yeah, it's really beautiful over there, and everyone's starting to go there now too. So you just see random people.
I mean, they've been going there for a year now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
All my friends were there last year, and I just never made it out.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, now I've been going, and I just see a whole bunch of random people there, so I wouldn't know what a year ago was happening. But
probably the same thing. You just weren't there.
yeah. Well, fuck you. So, anyways, you can't say it back to me, so ha ha.
F you. I could say F you. And
It
you know
doesn't
what,
sound the same.
Okay.
But
F you.
I would like to say hi to everybody out on
F you.
YouTube watching us and everybody that's listening to us on the podcast. I really appreciate y'all checking us out on the video because, we put a little effort in there for you guys to watch on a Saturday morning or something. So,
yeah, when you're
on the weekend.
when you're in bed, you're trying to get out.
Yeah, just I actually put it on with everybody here this weekend. Everyone was just watching it like it was a TV show, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, it was cool.
Wow.
So I want to shout out to everybody watching us there and listening. I guess that was our weekend, so we might as well get into some quick hits.
Hey.
What do we got for some quick hits?
All right. Well, you started with the first one about the Jonas Brothers being #1.
Yeah, I mean that song is hot. If you haven't heard it, I don't know what rock you're living
I don't
on
know.
there,
yeah,
but-
I've been listening to it every single day.
Yeah.
But
so.
speaking of Jonas, Nick Jonas, him and John Stamos have kind of been in this troll war of sorts.
Yeah,
so
I love these.
there is a picture of Nick Jonas in a T-shirt that had a picture of John Stamos on it. So then John Stamos posted a picture of him sleeping on a pillowcase with that picture of Nick Jonas in a John Stamos t-shirt. So then Nick Jonas posted a picture of him on a bed with a blanket that had the picture of John Stamos with the pillowcase with the picture of Nick Jonas with the picture of John Stamos on his shirt.
You explained that really well. I tried to explain that to somebody, or maybe it was you the other day or something. I don't know where I was
It
trying.
wasn't me.
I was trying to explain to someone, but it just wasn't coming out. I was like this Inception shit. But have you ever done it on Snapchat where you share someone's post and then they share you sharing their post
On
and,
Instagram, actually,
and
okay,
it just
so
gets further and further into this little tiny.
I make fun of Sims. Shout out to Sims. We haven't done that in a while.
Oh yeah, shout out to Sim.
Him and his friends will do that. They'll tag each other and then they'll just they'll just keep like tagging each other, and I can tell it's usually on days like when they've been like at brunch or like they're out. So I'm like, you guys, I like reply, I'll be like, you guys are so drunk.
Yo, but it gets like smaller and smaller as it gets.
It's just like blah, blah, blah. It's like all these stacks and layers.
I love it. So yeah, that's pretty funny. I love when people do stuff like that. So I really wonder what the next move is. What is the next move?
I don't know.
Like jumping out of a plane with like that printed on the parachute or something.
Yeah, what's bigger? Yeah,
and then he has to go to space.
It's gonna have to be like a
put a flag with all that.
It's gonna have to be like a mural.
Yeah, that'd be sick. It's like on the side of his house or something. He's like, beat this.
Yeah.
But I always like that because I'm like, who's going to like stop doing it first? And I don't think I'd stop. I'd keep going if they kept going. So yeah. So speaking of
Uncle Jesse was in the news.
Yeah.
But so was Aunt Becky.
Oh.
For bigger, worse things. There's this huge sting of college admissions fraud. And they were calling it Operation Varsity Blues, which I thought was hilarious. But because it's like the largest scandal that like the Department of Justice has ever worked on in this sense, in like this college admissions.
First of all,
sense.
you know that they're being like all like funny when they were like, yo, why don't we call it like,
Varsity
so
Blues.
who was in that
Like,
meeting at the FBI?
James Vanderbeek literally like called it out as being like such a ridiculous name.
Yeah.
He was like, you guys.
This is ridiculous. So now like the FBI is like trying to make like hashtags for their operations.
Yeah, they're like hashtag Operation Varsity Blues.
Ridiculous.
But anyways, so there's a whole bunch of like 32 plus parents, and then like a whole bunch of different test proctors, college college athletic recruiters, all these different people that are in coaches, people like that have all been either arrested or are out for their arrest, things like that, because of all these different things of either bribing colleges or doing
so literally like photoshopping their faces.
Yeah, so Lori Loughlin, Aunt Becky, her two daughters, to get them into, first of all, USC, not that hard to get into.
Yeah.
Especially,
well, I mean, as it looks
especially as like young white women.
No, I think that they're really spoiled and don't give a shit about school.
They don't care, which is like, so this is the thing. So like a lot of them, they either paid, they had special test proctors and like paid for like extra time, and then had people who helped like fill in the answers for their kids or like whatever. So like these kids like literally like they didn't even need to try at all. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or they did the whole thing where they like photoshopped them as athletes with like sports they don't even play. Like for Lori Loughlin's kids, she said that they were rowing crew to get them into USC. And like her daughter is a big YouTuber, one of her daughters, Olivia Jade. And she like, runs with the crowd of like a lot of the other YouTubers like Zane and like Matt King and like some of these other big ones, like the whole like Dobrik, like his whole crew of like all these YouTubers that all the youth know about. And she's also a beauty blogger, so like everyone knows her. And she has her own makeup line.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen a video of her talking shit about like she's like, I just got into school. I'm really just going for like the partying and the experiences and not really the school. Like, and she had a bunch of like backlash on it. Yeah. So it's like now like to see this video like when this is developing, you're just like, wow, you are a spoiled kid. It's
spoiled, and like these kids like they don't even know, like there's so many people like that they're taking spots of, like they're taking
honestly it's more of just like because people pay to go to school all the time, like you know what I'm saying, like they get paid, like there's other ways it happens and stuff. This is not like a new thing.
I know, but what I'm saying is like this is like the biggest, like where like they're catching all these people, but I'm saying like
35.
This is like white collar crime. Like this is like only specific people can do this.
Yeah.
And that's cutting out a whole bunch of people
Lori
who deserve
Loughlin was paying like up to like $500,000, like
half a million dollars to go to a not even top school.
Yeah. Do you think the kids know about it?
Well, now they do.
No, I'm just saying, do you think they knew about it, or they were just like, they had to have known about it?
I think
right?
for some of them, especially for like the different test ones they did, there's no way they couldn't know that they were like, they had to work with the system saying like, like I need this extra time for this or like whatever. There's no way they couldn't.
Yeah, like Aunt Becky's daughter, like she had gotten like I think like 1,000 or something, like on
SAT,
on SAT, and then she had like 400 extra points, like when they.
This is like also like you have to honestly, some of these scores like you almost have to try to do that poor. Like you would have to like not guess on things. You would have to like really like statistically. it would be hard.
So yeah, I thought that. I mean, that kind of took over the news day this past
It did.
Tuesday.
There's plenty of great memes of Aunt Becky and like being like, DJ, Aunt Becky's going to jail.
You know what though? As I just think like, I don't know. That's easy pickings. Like I haven't seen a meme that's like really stood out to me yet. Like
what do you mean?
Like I don't know.
There's
like
there's obviously like, I mean, Full House is a cheesy show, so they're just like picking all the cheesy lines and like putting out all like Judge have mercy, like, and all that stuff like that.
That one is good. I haven't seen that one.
Well, and then they did like a whole parody of the theme song, like with lyrics that were all like,
oh yeah, I think I see that one where it's like you're a liar or something like that.
like whatever happened to it.
Yeah. That's awesome. I gotta check that one out. But
yeah.
so yeah, you might have anticipated that being like a main topic, but I feel like we have a better main topic later on.
We're gonna get into it.
I mean that's pretty much on that subject, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looked like Chance the Rapper finally had his wedding.
Married.
That's your boy.
Yeah,
you know.
they looked beautiful, and Kim K and like Kanye, obviously like some of the top dogs in the rap game are there, but I guess like Kim showed up late. Like there was like pictures of her like showing up late and kind of like.
Well, they had to like hold him back, and then like
because
at
they
some
missed
point,
like the main part of the ceremony.
they had to hold him back, and they like had security kind of like walk him to the thing, and but like you know what I'm saying, like it's kind of crazy.
Like,
why would
rude.
you want Kim Kardashian at your wedding?
Well, he wants Kanye. Kanye's one of his.
I know, but
which is kind of like Kanye's one of his like Chicago rap mentors, but like
oh, he loves Kanye. Everyone loves Kanye. I mean, when you're in the game like that, you would love.
Especially when they grew up like in the same area of town. Like that's like
Yeah, but yeah. So essentially, Kim Kardashian and Kanye showed up late. They were dressed like not like the really wedding attire.
Well,
which is
I mean,
weird.
like Kim K doesn't know how to dress like a real person.
Yeah,
she's always gonna be wearing like what's pretty much lingerie. That's like her move.
And then Kanye was just on his phone the whole time,
which is so rude because like Chance is like literally a saint. Like he's just like a nice boy.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if you're gonna be on your phone the whole time, like you might
come to the wedding.
Yeah, what's the point? So that's like kind of what happened with them. Let's see.
More love.
Yeah, more love. What else we got?
So J-Lo and ARod got engaged, which like her rock is huge. It's like looks like almost like an inch long.
I could have told you that rock is huge.
But okay. But one of ARod's former Yankees teammates was trying to like start some stuff by
Jose Canseco.
Yeah, so he was trying to say that ARod had been cheating on J-Lo with Jose's ex-wife and stuff like that. He was tweeting a whole storm about it, but like nobody like.
How long ago was this?
This was like just this past week, so like not long. It was like he took the time where like the whole engagement was being publicized to be all like, ARod, you're such an a-hole, like how could you do this to J-Lo, like blah blah blah, like you've been cheating on her, like she doesn't even know any better, this is ridiculous. Like
I just don't even believe someone would cheat on J-Lo.
Okay, first of all, yeah, why would you cheat on J-Lo? Second of all, like J-Lo seems very like confident in their relationship now, and also like you have J-Lo now, like what?
I don't know.
Like, so she hasn't said any yes or no's. They haven't said any yes or no's, but like, I don't think they really care. Yeah. They seem to be very happy.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays there's always going to be someone trying to knock you down. So you got to kind of have to go into that, with I don't even know what the fucking term I'm trying to think of right
I don't
now.
know.
It's
keep your head up high.
Listen, it's been a long day. I forgot. I did a what's it called?
You did the lip sync battle.
I got robbed today, but we ended up doing it we did it to Greece.
You're the one I want.
Yeah, it was interesting. I had like they had called me at like 8 p.m. Everyone knows the song. It's a don't. God. Yeah, no, everyone, there was only 4 teams I was doing it. That's the one thing at work. Like, everyone's supposed to do this participation thing, but no one does it. Like, they're so serious about work. They'll come down for the free food, but they won't participate.
Of course, I love me some free food.
So, like, one of the teams bailed out, and, like, 8 p.m. last night, I get a call, like, being like, hey, we're going to need you to come and do you have a replacement? I was like, all right, I guess. Like, they can ask me to do anything. I'll do it. But remember when we did the pumpkin carving competition? Yeah. And we got robbed? Yeah. I'm like sick and tired of putting my all into these things, and then somehow like the voting process gets all jacked up.
It gets all messed up.
Literally, I don't even want to get into it.
We don't even know.
Yeah.
Just know. I'm the best pumpkin carver out there.
Yeah, we should have won that one. So, all right. And the reason why I'm like slow today is because I woke up really early to practice, and I've been dancing around.
See,
to
and
that
that's
all
the thing,
day.
guys. Gives his all. We give our all to these competitions.
No one woke up at 6 to do Danny Zuko. Sandy. But all right, so yeah, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air remake that I saw on the internet was amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, it's like a student made.
I think what's his name, Morgan Cooper.
I don't care.
I believe it's Morgan Cooper.
Right,
I
good
want
for
to give
Morgan
him
Cooper.
credit
All right, cool. Why didn't you write it down then?
because I just remembered it. I
Okay,
just
cool.
remembered it right now.
Well, I hope his name is that because yeah. Well,
look.
student made. Anyways, it was really well done. I'm a huge fan of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's one of the.
It's such a good show.
Well, it's just one of like the staples of like who I am. It's Back to the Future, Saved by the Bell, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Really, those are like my three. And and it's really interesting. They chose not to do like a funny take on the show. It's like a serious take. What was his name?
Your girl was right.
What is it?
Morgan Cooper.
Morgan Cooper. Cool.
Wow, I love being right.
All right. The student made film, like you go through it and it really looks like a trailer on like Netflix or something, but it's well done. They took a serious side of it. They included like Jazzy Jeff, Uncle Phil, and they did like a lot of ties to like the intro song, their handshake that they had. It was really cool.
It was a kind of like almost like a dark like CW kind of drama version. Ooh, so I just pulled up the director of the fan-made Fresh Prince trailer confirms that Will Smith has seen the video.
I wonder, all right, so what that means is like, for one thing, what pisses me off about Will Smith is that like he's all over social media.
He is, especially now. He used to, it's funny, like that's new. He was like never like on Instagram and anything like that until like kind of within like the past year or so. But,
it was when he started off with Ellen, but
yes.
So that like Ellen introduced him to Instagram, and then he just started. It was like when a parent gets on Instagram and they just like don't know how to stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what happened. But essentially, what pisses me off is that like he shares everything.
He should share this.
Yeah, that's why I'm like pissed off, is because he
Alyssa
doesn't.
Milano shared it. That's random.
I don't care about Alyssa Milano sharing that, but I'm just saying like Will Smith should be sharing it, and if he's not sharing it, it's probably because he wants to produce like a show around it.
Maybe.
But Quincy
We'll see.
Jones actually is like a executive producer of the show, so he'd have to sign off on it. But it's definitely something that I want to.
I want that to happen big time.
But speaking of new shows being remade, the Aladdin trailer came out, and that's also a tie-in with Will Smith. He's the one that promoted it on his Instagram. Wow. So
and he did Instagram. Like, remember when we like talked about how IGTV? We're like, I don't know if it's gonna be big. Now it's like they've really been like promoting it in the feed and everything like that on Instagram.
No, it's a new feature that they did, which is smart of them.
Where
like
just
now.
you post to the feed.
No, it's not just to the feed. You add an IGTV, you upload a video, and it gives you the option if you want it to be on your feed or not. So it's not just a separate thing. But the thing before about it, it's like you start a new IGTV, there was no real notifications. Like Instagram doesn't.
It would only pop up at the top.
Yeah, but I mean, like everything pops up at the top. Like
now
the way you scroll through stories is kind of dumb if you think about it, because you never see like a majority of your friends, because you're sick of them by maybe 10 friends, and you're just like, all right, I'm done.
Well, yeah.
So if
when
Instagram
they push
doesn't
up the ones that the people you interact with the most.
Yeah, but I mean, like that, it's like that sucks, because it's like I want to interact with more people, and it's like, how do I know I want to interact with this person if you're never showing it to me?
That's why I do things where I go to some of my friends that I feel like I haven't seen their stuff, and I go through and I usually have to backlink like maybe 5 or so posts, and then I start seeing their stuff again in my feed.
So the first time when I posted my cover was the first time of me, like I was like, how are they doing this? Because it gives you the option to watch the rest of the
I've
video.
seen it a lot like on meme accounts. Like that's how meme accounts have been like not having to always have like, I guess, like video or GIF posts that actually show up in their like big feed, because like if you go to their actual account, they're not in their feed. It will just be on their little IGTV channel, but then it pushes it to the feed so that like when you're scrolling you'll see it, and then you could watch
well, essentially what it's doing is giving you a chance to put longer than minute long videos. Like it'll give you an easier option to get to a long video, so it's smart. They should have done that like at the beginning, but now it's being unrolled. But But yeah, so Aladdin trailer came out, and I think people are really starting to feel a little bit more than
I'm
the first initial
excited.
reactions. That you got to hear a snippet of 2 original songs and stuff, and when A Whole New World came on, it kind of did get chills. I was like, I don't know what hit me.
I was like, whoa, I was like, whoa, okay, they actually have like good voices. I'm excited for this. Like this.
I wonder if they
well-produced.
went and picked like the same singers again. It
No,
didn't sound like they got the
no.
same guy.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it sounded like the same girl. It didn't sound like the same guy. They were like, I think both like these Filipino singers or something like that sang him originally. But yeah, so I mean, I think a lot more people are excited. You got to see the genie in his human form. So when he's not like blue,
When he blue.
yeah, he's gonna be black, like Will Smith is.
Black.
Yeah. So
I'm black.
Yeah.
Black.
yeah. But yeah, so check out for that trailer if you haven't seen it.
Go to Will Smith's IG.
Yeah. So
when it's not messing up. We'll get to that later.
we saw Kate Beckinsale and Pete Davidson have been out and about making out in public and stuff, and he's right back on it. Like
He's
like
right back.
Ariana Grande never existed.
Yeah.
He's on SNL joking about it, like if she was Ariana Grande or something. So, yeah, I mean, he went on SNL actually this past week and had a whole rant about like he's like for all the people asking
About their age difference.
and
He's like, you can talk to people who might know something about big age differences, and he does like a whole list of like, big time like male actors and
Yep.
stuff, and then he goes Larry King.
yeah,
It's like,
exactly. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
I loved that.
Another controversial thing that kind of came out of that was him comparing the R. Kelly, people still listening and all that stuff to R. Kelly, to people going back to the Catholic Church after, going to be still believing in the Catholic Church after like the scandal of all this stuff. And, it is actually an interesting point. It really is. It's like, what more do you need? Like, I know like the Catholic Church is trying to make him like apologize and stuff because,
yeah.
they thought it was a low blow, but I mean, really, the Catholic Church has a lot of things to answer too.
So
like,
yeah, as a Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
but I have not been to sorry mom, when you listen to this, I haven't been to mass in probably since like Christmas now, but before that, probably since like Easter. Before that, I'm becoming a Cheester, a Christmas and Easter person. But yeah, I mean, like I have a hard time going and listening to priests that some of them try to defend the Catholic Church and like the things that have happened. There's actually a lot of good priests out there that like I've been to some that have like in their homily, which is like I guess like the main sermon-y part for people who aren't Catholic, where they like talk. They will talk about like how disappointing it is and like how like like we stand for more than that, like blah 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 blah. Like Catholicism for me is just like a part of like my personal culture at this point. Like it's Lent right now, so I participate in like Lent and giving things up or like improving things until Easter, and like so I don't eat meat on Fridays during Lent season and things like that, just because like it's a routine. Like Catholicism is very routine. But yeah, like I have had like a very hard time like being able to step into a church after all that stuff, like all the different scandals came out, because I was like, I don't really feel comfy trying to listen to a priest tell me that like things are whatever. And also like in general, like the Catholic Church doesn't love women. So like they don't really like us being, in charge of things that
for
happen
me,
with
it's just
us.
more of like, whenever I did go back to church, because I mean, I guess technically I'm Catholic, but when I did, it just felt too much like it felt very culty, like the hymns and like just like the things we have to do. And it's not just that church; it's like church in general feels very culty to me these days. Like I feel like I can be. I mean, there's good things that can come out of it. Like you go there, you listen to some good stuff, but I feel like there's other ways of being able to consume good stuff and read, or like, that to make you feel better and to, have like whatever. But like, I don't know. It just like, it's always about like money. Like whenever I go to like a church, like they're just wanting more money and like. It's
interesting. Organized religion is interesting. Like I definitely still think I'm a like spiritual person. I believe in a God. And
I mean, just if you just go back, like, I mean, the God thing, okay, there's a higher being out there for sure. We don't understand a lot of things, but like, if you go back to the history of like the Catholic Church specifically, it's like it was all about money, actually.
Of course, yeah.
And like this is like even before like they like priests had to make a vow of like abstinence and stuff. So you know they used to be able to do everything. And you know,
I mean,
I guess they they introduced this concept of like evil and the devil, like. I feel like to scare people into going to church, like, you know what I'm saying, and to give your money to.
I mean, like the whole money thing is so true. Like even like now, like talking about Lent, like the whole idea of like not eating meat on Fridays, but you can eat fish because it was like something like they try to tie it back to being like the body, like you have to give up like body whatever, and like fish are different because like whatever. But it's like that was literally like if you look back in history, like that was used just to like boost the fish economy. Yeah. Of like the surrounding areas to the Catholic Church.
So I mean, and then I'm just saying, like years and years and years, hundreds of years later, we have to like follow these rules and stuff. Like, no, I really just try to be a good person and, and try to treat people and like try to be a better person every day and, give back when I can. That's why I say yes to so many things, because I just feel like it gets me outside of like, it's like I feel like you do good deeds and they come in, and it doesn't have to just be like feeding the hungry or like donating money or something like that. Like you can do good deeds like every day for just a person, like or I don't know. So that's just kind of my take on it. I know probably both our moms are like, no, we didn't raise you like that, but I just different times. Like, I just don't think the traditional way of thinking these days is just like, and to get back to like how we started this, like, in comedy and all this stuff, it's like, I see like, why it's silly sometimes, but I know people believe in it and I know it does good. Like people take out of it what they can. And, I'm not trying to like,
we're not here telling people like what, like religion means something different to each person, and if like it's bringing positive impact to your life and is making you
I think this is more like I have a problem with the Catholic Church being a Catholic, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like it's
we're both Catholic, so I guess like we can have a little bit of say because we're like we've seen it.
I just my say on it. I just don't know what else to say. But with that being said, I guess we could talk about Jesse Smollett getting indicted on those
indicted
this is when you're reading off a cue card. But yeah, so indicted on 16 felony counts.
Like disorderly conduct and all this different stuff. So he's like going through different trials, and I think actually like tonight, so like when we're recording this now on a Wednesday, is when the Empire like season comes back. But I mean he's
been written off.
Yeah, he's gonna be outie.
And I'm hearing talks that like
one of
Fox might not be renewing the show.
I don't think so. Well, I don't think so because I think one of the other brothers, I haven't been keeping up with it, but I think one of the other brothers, they've been showing a lot of previews. One of the other brothers looks like he's going to get shot or die or somehow. So it looks like then it's only going to be one of like the Lion kids brothers left. So it's kind of like, okay, like where's the show going?
Yeah. I mean, Fox might just want to wash their hands of it. I don't know. It could go one of both ways. It's either like
they're either going to make it more of like a, I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm just saying like you either like the way I see it is like you could aim for another season. People are only going to watch like the first episode to see what happened. After that, you're going to lose your audience again, and you might as well not renew it. So, Empire might be the end of that. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. So what made you go yikes this week? What was your yikes moment of the week?
Besides the whole crazy college scandal, another big one was, so Nicki Minaj has been like on her European tour, and she canceled one show, I think, in like Slovakia for technical difficulties. And then she just canceled a show in France, like literally 1 or 2 hours before it was supposed to start. Yeah. For technical difficulties. I'm using air quotes for our podcast listeners. But there was like people already, there, like getting ready to be there, like around the arena or like around wherever it's going to be. And they started booing and chanting, like when they got the announcement, when it was announced out to them, and they started chanting, Cardi B, Cardi B, which I was like, yikes, Nicki.
I just feel like
especially because like we all thought that beef was dead, but nope, it's never dead.
I mean, it's not dead because like Nicki Minaj is obviously making wrong move after wrong move.
Like, what are these? First of all, like these very mysterious technical difficulties. Like, are you trying to lose fans?
Like, she's lost fans. Like that's the thing. I mean, a lot of it might be like there's not enough people maybe at these shows or something like that.
Which like there's obviously enough to start a very loud chant.
Oh yeah, I mean that's I mean to cancel a show right before people. That's like one of the worst things.
It's like so rude and it's so inconsiderate of like your fans because like people save money to go to your like see people like
they get babysitters.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm
like,
saying?
yeah,
They think about it for like a month or
they
two.
maybe have to go through traffic. They maybe have to like whatever. Like it's not. It's like
I really don't know how Nicki Minaj is gonna ever come back.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't think she can.
Yeah, I think she's out there, man. It's.
She's floating off on her little ice drift.
And you know what? If I was Cardi B, I would just like, you're so
laugh her way all the way to the bank.
just like she can't really do no wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like all her moves have been amazing.
She's been making money moves.
Yeah.
She don't dance now.
Exactly.
She makes money moves.
But I mean, like everyone told her, like I thought we talked about on the show how it was dumb how she was having a kid, like, and in the middle of all the success and stuff, and she proved us wrong. Like,
she's proved us all wrong, man.
I can't even hate on her anymore. Like at the moment, there's not much.
Hated on her. I love her.
So I mean, at first I just didn't believe it. Like I do hate when it's like almost like the industry. Like she definitely had a lot of backing behind her, like Bruno Mars backing for no reason, like, and they just.
I mean, but she like worked her way. She was like on, like I think Flavor of Love. She was on like all these. She's like finessed her way by herself, and then was laying down tracks, and then finally got noticed.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on her come up, but yeah, I just feel like sometimes like when it comes to like these big stars, you have to admit like they pushed her harder than a lot of other people get chances to, just because maybe they were capitalizing on the fact Nicki Minaj was so quiet for so long and stuff. But yeah, so if Nicki keeps like doing this canceling of tour first of all, European tour, it's like, dude, you're not doing anything over here in America. Like, I doubt she can even throw a show that's like, she's like a megastar or considered like a megastar. And so now for her to just do these small shows, it's kind of embarrassing for her, right?
I guess.
So it's like now she's over in Europe where more people are into her apparently, but now she's disappointing those fans too. So
yikes. Big old
yikes. Yikes, exactly. So I thought it was pretty cool to get to our main topic as far as you had brought up the fact that the World Wide Web had turned 30 this week.
Which like 30 is younger than you.
Yeah.
Only 5 years older than me.
Well, I don't know why you have to bring up my age, but I'm just joking.
But I mean, it's only younger than you by like a year, so
yeah,
ain't no thing. But yeah, so like it feels like, I mean, it makes sense, but it feels like it's been around longer because it's like.
Well, I feel like it's been around shorter for me because when I started being introduced to the internet, if you're talking about the internet, like, I mean, 30 years ago, that means that like it was like 88. That means like I wasn't using. What was the internet like in 88?
So like back then, like why the World Wide Web was made is because you would have to go to certain like different computers to be able to access different kinds of information. So the World Wide Web was made so that all of it was in one place that you could use browsers to search and grab information. So instead of like, because like computers, used to be huge, crazy things, you would have to like plug into one computer and like be able to get that kind of information, plug into whatever, things like that. So like
I remember like the growth of like search engines, like there was like Yahoo, Lycos, like or whatever, like there, and then Google wasn't even around back then. It was like Netscape, it was like all this different stuff, and then like the browsing, like the when you could ask Jeeves, that was the first one where you ask it a question.
I miss Ask Jeeves. I remember when they like.
But they were ahead of their time. That was Google before. Like now, Google specifically their search terms are geared towards questions.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss it because Jeeves, like they even had Jeeves and they had Ask Jeeves for kids, and then they got rid of Jeeves and just made it Ask, and everyone threw a fit, and then it all went down the toilet.
And then Google came into the game. So
Google's already in the game.
So yeah, I mean, I kind of want to just talk about a couple of different things, like where the world is in state of internet at this moment.
Internet.
As we speak, I am pissed off.
I'm really mad. Actually, it's made my job very hard today.
Yeah, well, yeah, you work in social media all day, so I mean, I'm sure people were like, "What's going on?" Like all
and
morning.
I'm like, "Yo, I can't do a thing. I am not."
Yeah, and then I hate how people take and use like that information, like it's like. The most annoying tweet today was like Facebook and Instagram is down. It's like, no shit, man. Yeah. Like, I mean, you don't have to tweet that to us. Like, we know it's down, but it's been down the longest that I've ever seen it.
I think so. And
And since Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp are all owned by Facebook, like they're all
they're
under
all
the
been
same
like
server.
down. Like you can't see stuff. Like some people can't see stuff on their feed. Some people can, but like not
well,
anything
why I'm
new.
annoyed is because I dropped that cover yesterday.
Yeah,
and
now-
now it's like literally I haven't gotten any likes on it or like my
because
views
people
haven't-
can't see anything.
Yeah, I mean, I literally have people that have commented earlier today, and I've like
You
3
can't
times
even-
tried to reply back,
you
and I'm like,
can't-
what's going on
Yeah,
here?
you know.
So,
There's
yeah,
that. I haven't been able to post to Instagram. These all sound like it sounds kind of stupid.
it is stupid.
The way
That's
we
what,
talk about it.
Well, I mean, that's
But, like-
what we were gonna get
but,
into.
like-
It's like that's where we're at.
We like different parts of like my job is very intertwined with like the internet. It's very. I mean, my entire job. I work in digital analytics and primarily with content on the
Yeah.
internet and primarily with content on social media.
Well, I do remember, like, I think a couple years back, Facebook made a huge algorithm change.
They did.
And it literally affected like million businesses, like, you know, and everybody like
Especially media businesses because it pushed their stuff lower in the feed.
yeah, that or just like all the old tricks just weren't working anymore, and all these businesses got so used to Facebook like being like a platform that they had to use to promote their business that like they dumped everything into like promoting on Facebook and stuff. So essentially,
And they had now you have to like.
and then they
completely
pulled a
change-
rug out from underneath you, and then your whole business setup, like your business plan, is gone to shit.
Yeah, because
you've been making money off of like
Yeah.
the what was another platform, and it
And
scared
now
a lot of
you-
businesses.
And like Instagram, I mean, and Facebook and stuff did that purposely. So then you have to put money into them to boost your posts or just get some sponsored or to do whatever.
I think that's gonna be like the death of like social
Yeah,
media.
it
Them
is.
trying to monetize. Like
I
they
mean,
had a good thing going.
They already monetize it. It's already monetized.
No, I'm just saying I don't think it like eventually. I feel like what we're gonna gear towards is like people are just going to figure out another way, or someone's gonna come along and be like, man, fuck this shit. There's a better thing like that doesn't like require money. I feel like another thing will come in and be like, we don't do ads, we don't like have algorithms where only you see people that you interact with and stuff like that. It's because we were talking about before the show, you can't even like you don't even know like the people that you're not seeing stuff from and stuff. Like
Yeah.
you have to like literally think of someone random, go to their page and start liking their stuff for it to come into your feed. Like that's ridiculous. I mean, I really think like this should just be post and in a timeline. So it's like, you know, when you posted it, the newest post will come out on top, and then
I miss the chronological Instagram.
I'm not hating on like the engagement side of it. Like if something's like is like getting a lot of engagement, throw that at the top of my list. But besides that, there's no other real
I know, but
algorithm I need.
I mean, for Instagram, it's like whatever you're engaging with the most.
I think it's like I feel like there's a better algorithm where like you can see what I'm using the most and what like majority of people are seeing the most,
That's
and then
what
throw
the
that.
Discover page is for, though.
Yeah, but who goes to Discover?
I
page?
love the
don't go-
Discover page.
I just don't. The reason why I don't like the Discover page is because I'm not trying to discover shit. I'm trying to make content, not discover more content. Like that's
I
my
guess
whole
I'm
thing.
looking for more memes
Well, yeah, I'm not like that.
or
I
more
never.
dance videos.
Yeah, well, the thing is that like we're getting. That's the whole problem is we're getting sucked into this shit because they're only feeding us stuff that we want. That's not what this is about. This is a social
Or
network.
what they think we want.
Yeah, like
What
that,
what they think we want is what they think they can get us to then buy stuff with. Like what they
They're just
think
using
that
our
they could then
information.
push. Yeah, they're using our information so they could push specific ads to us because like okay, they like this kind of stuff, so then we can push these kinds of ads.
it's
to them,
not even like
and
the
then
stuff
we're
we
gonna
like.
buy
It's
them.
it's our habits.
Yeah.
Like the things
They're like, okay,
how
you're-
we like and when we're liking and how often we're liking things and like
Yeah.
how we're following it. It's not good. I don't think it's good for the human race. I think as in general, like we should be able to pick what we want to see and stuff like that. Like I feel like having them like curate like what we like and all this stuff. It's let me pick that. Like, you know, I just don't get it. If I want to look at some random person's page and shit, like once in every, it doesn't mean that I want to see it all the time in my feed. I'm going to their page. That doesn't mean that I want you to start curating all their stuff to me. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. And I really truly think like, I'm starting to get bored with it. Like I've seen reports of like Facebook is down like 15 million followers in like the last year or something like that.
Yeah, they've been like making a steep incline. I mean, like even like from my work perspective, I mean the engagement's just like going down and down and down and down.
Yeah, and you know, it's.
I honestly,
I guess it's going over to Instagram, but like
for this one, I honestly like Facebook the most for like events more than anything.
Yeah, you're right.
It's nice for me to like kind of see what's going around town, like going on around town, or like if friends
Create
have
an event,
parties,
yeah.
like they put it there, and mine I think is linked mostly to my iCal, so then it just directly goes there. Honestly, that's like most of the time I like see what people are sharing in their feeds and stuff like that they plan on going to, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then that's what I use it for. Like I feel like how do I scroll through Facebook, but I feel like most of the stuff, like maybe more articles I'll grab in there, but that's because I follow a bunch of like journalism-y people.
I mean, after the first like maybe 5 swipes, I'm like, dude, this is like tired.
I haven't
and then
even
they'll show you
posted
stuff
any
from
photos
from like a week ago. It's like, yo, like they better be showing me something from a week ago because of the engagement,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's just like literally curating this random stuff, and and the ads thing is getting out of control. Anything you type in your computer, it's like it's coming up in your feed. Like it's just sick.
I know, or even if you just talk, I know they haven't like proved this yet, but I believe it that like your microphone of your phone picks stuff up, because like I've definitely like talked about stuff and then all of a sudden an ad pops up for it and I'm like, I haven't even searched for this.
I hate it. Like I'm at work and I'm like having to look up a random logo on the internet for like,
your
a
job.
video. Yeah, and then
yeah, I'll have to look up stuff for like my job, and then
now
I'm like,
my
oh
Facebook
God.
is telling me I have to go look for cars and stuff. I'm like, no, this was for work. Why are you showing me this? I don't want. I just did it because I needed a logo on Google.
Do you get a bunch of like you should follow things like for like food trucks?
No, actually I didn't. But there's this really weird one I got the other day. They was trying to like sell like this like I don't even want to talk about it. It was like a pre-ejaculation like wipe.
What?
I don't know what. But yo, okay.
Wait, this doesn't even sound like this should work. This doesn't even sound right.
I have no idea what it was, but sometimes though the best part about those ads is reading the comments. Like
yes, the comments. Yes.
the comments are the best part about Facebook. Actually, it's like on those ads. I don't even know if they know that's happening, but some of these companies will like they really try to sell you the craziest thing, like a weird brush that you use in the shower to grow your hair again.
I've
or something.
seen like crazy stuff. Like,
people will be like, "Can you use it on your balls?"
I've seen like crazy like stuff that you're supposed to like put up your vag that is supposed to like exfoliate it, which is like nothing you ever want to do to the inside of your vagina. So like,
so girls, it's happening to girls too. Okay, cool. So I don't feel that weird anymore. I'm like, what am I searching? There has to be something. I'm like, this is weird. But yeah, no, like the comments are the best because like my favorite is when the company embraces the bad comments. They know they're gonna get a bunch of comments, so like they'll ask the craziest question and they'll always do like a very like decent response back. Like
they're
no,
like, hey,
they will never
thanks,
talk.
Robert, for asking.
Yeah, they're like the one I saw about the brush on the hair in the shower or whatever, supposed to bring back hair or something. They're like, what happens when you use it on your balls? They're like, well, this product is actually meant for your head, so I wouldn't recommend using it anywhere else. But then they'll like try to sell it to you. It's funny as heck. But so yeah, the internet's been kind of crazy, and this Facebook outage stuff is like driving me crazy.
It's driving me nuts.
It's honestly, if I didn't make videos and songs and stuff like that.
If I didn't have things to post for our podcast. If I didn't have a job tied to like checking out things on Instagram.
What is our options? What are our options? Like, are we a slave to this stuff because I
kind of feel that way sometimes.
Well, first of all, how would we get our information about some of the topics we talk about?
We would have
how
to,
would we promote it?
We would have to revert to literally like we're gonna have to revert to more like print
flyers or something.
Like or like how there used to be more like different specified message boards and things like that on the internet. Like there's different ways.
Yo, that would be a cool experiment for a podcast, is to see like, yo, I want to make this one of the biggest podcasts in the world without using social media. Like literally the only way I'm like getting online is by uploading the podcast and then seeing how far it can get. Like, whether you go to like conventions and talk about your podcast and talk about like, I don't use social media.
Use a lot of stickers.
Yeah, but imagine a lot of stickers, exactly. But I mean, it'd be cool to see someone be like, dude, I do not get on social media and this podcast blew up.
Let's think about it. Like, I mean, podcasts have honestly been around for a while. Mm-hmm. Like I've known about podcasts that have been
almost like 10 years, I would say.
Around, yeah. And like 10 years ago, like, a lot of social media, like, wasn't really big or was just starting.
Yeah.
So, like, and you did not have the ways to, like, promote that kind of stuff as much as you do now.
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder how, I mean, but podcasts, like, were definitely a niche or niche, I don't know how to say that word, thing.
Kind of like how I don't want to say addicted.
But, like, yeah, so I guess, like, and now they're, like, mainstream. And is it purely because of Instagram and Facebook?
The way I actually see it, though, is it's funny that you mention it now. I'm like thinking about this. I really truly feel like podcasts is like almost like beginning a new wave of social media. So I know it's been around for a while, but I think the perception
and it's like a
of
modern radio.
Yeah, well, it's like everybody wants to do a podcast. Like the future of social media, I think, is voice. Like it's us telling our stories
That's
weekly,
why,
like
Facebook
what we're doing.
was trying to do like a Facebook audio thing where you would share posts that were like little like podcast snippets.
Interesting. I could see that being, but the only scary part is like they could literally, like, once you're dead, like they could just take hours and hours of our podcast and use our voices like to recreate them in any way they wanted, if they wanted to.
Wow.
That's the future we're living in.
#yikes.
But think about it. Like, I mean, I should call my mom more, but she should probably call me more too. But
Calm down.
shots fired.
Bam, bam.
But no, but the podcast has been a great way for us to actually feel like we. I was just talking about this. Weren't we talking about this just last night?
Yeah.
About like my mom just started watching The Bachelor, but she's been listening to Future Bachelor since the beginning. So it's like now it's like been able like the way for us to communicate and interact with each other.
She responds to the Instagram stories. She just kept sending me a bunch of like wine emojis, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, you've been drinking. But yeah, no, I think it's just she goes a little overboard with the emojis sometimes, but it's her way of talking. But yeah, no, I just think like, you know, it's a way for me to be able to communicate with her and for her to know what's going on in my life and the things I'm interested in and how I'm growing. There's no better way that my mom has been able to understand me besides me making a podcast.
Yeah, I feel like social media can sometimes be a crutch.
Shout out to my mom, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to moms in general.
Yep.
Can be a crutch to like, you know, connecting with the people that you love in some senses, because like you just expect people to see stuff. So like I fall into that where I'm like, oh well, didn't you see? This is what I did.
Yeah.
And like some of my friends are like, no, like I have some friends that aren't like super into social media or like whatever.
That's another thing that is bugging me about social media is that like I think we're more into ourselves than we are into. I mean, obviously,
we like want people to see like what we're doing. I feel like a lot of women like who date men like purposely put like, you know, certain stuff onto their Instagram story, like hoping that one guy they're like into is gonna see it and like gonna feel some kind of way.
Guys do that too.
And yeah,
it's like bait.
Yeah.
And then if they haven't checked in a while, you're like, damn, they've moved on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so. Have you ever found yourself just like posting an IG story? Like it's the dumbest, like, you know, maybe a little story or something like that.
Yeah, because I felt like I needed to post something.
Well, it's the dumbest little thing. But then like how many hours have we spent now just looking at who has looked at those stories?
I know they really should make a feature you could search so you could look for the one person.
Exactly.
The one person
you're right.
You see.
You're right. I thought about that too. They should put a search in that so you're just like, yo, forget all these other people. I just want to know if this person looked at it. But yeah, no, good point. But I just feel like so we put so much into those people seeing it. So but just be honest with me for a second. So just stay with me. We sit there and we look at these people that have seen our story. And, you know, stories are only 15 seconds. You don't know if they like really exited out of it or just kind of accidentally came to your thing. But you put so much thought into that person seeing that story that you almost are like this person, like you go into their mind. Like, what was they thinking? What were they thinking when they came across my post and saw this?
And they could have been sitting on the toilet just scrolling mindlessly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like they probably weren't even thinking any sort of thing about
exactly.
it.
So it's like we spend so much of our mind energy like thinking about like what other people, how we come across to other people when they see it, when most of the time when we're swiping through people's stuff, like we're just kind of like think about your habits on other people. You're just kind of
like specific people. Like I follow a couple comedians that I like save their stories for later so I can watch them and listen to them and like whatever because their stuff's funny. But yeah, no, like a lot of things I might just be like taking in like that information, so then maybe I could talk to said friend, coworker, whatever. I'm like, oh, I saw you were doing this yesterday.
On the flip side of that, the worst part is like when people actually watch your stuff and you don't know that they're watching it, and like somehow it comes out like they're like, oh yeah, you do like that podcast. I'm like, you've never told me you listen to my podcast, but we walk past each other every day at work. Like, it's weird. Like, it's a weird thing. Like,
it is weird. It's like you putting stuff. It's like you kind of like it's the
it's like,
double-edged
yeah,
sword.
thanks for listening, and
Yeah.
why haven't you told me that you listen? Like, that's a weird thing. Like, because people are kind of haters. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to show you that they are watching. They are watching, but they don't want you to know that they're watching. So it's like, it's the internet's so weird.
The internet is a wild, wild west.
Yeah.
That's what the WWW stands for now.
Yeah. Wild, wild west. But yeah, no. And so another thing that kind of was coming out of like internet and all this stuff is like when we talked about the Black Mirror Bandersnatch, like the choose your own adventure type interactive experience, there, like the Netflix just talked about doubling down on like storytelling through like choosing your own adventure type stuff. So we've seen Bandersnatch, but they were talking about it not being actually like, it's not just for dark or scary shows or stuff like that. It could be like a rom-com, and you pick if the girl's actually gonna go out on a date with this guy.
Or
What do you think about that?
I mean, I think that could be interesting. I feel like that's still like, it's not, that format is not super accessible to all people just yet, because it only works on like specific smart TVs or maybe on your computer.
It's huge in India that we're gonna start seeing a lot more Indian content.
I believe it, or on computers and stuff. So I'm interested to see how they're gonna either try to make that more accessible or how people are going to adapt to that. But I guess I'm just interested to see how it works, because I feel like for me, like if I'm watching a movie or something, I don't really think I always want to like, I am a control freak, but I feel like if I'm like watching a movie or watching a TV show, I'm trying to like turn my brain off. So maybe I don't want to have that kind of control.
Yeah. Also, like I feel like I don't know. It might seem like they're going more into like story writing because they have to have all these different like avenues and stuff. But I at the end of the day,
can it get lazy though?
It does. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like I think it's like it kind of affects the story. So you're not getting a real good story.
Yeah.
These are even more dumbed down things that we're just watching to click next, and it's just like,
thank you.
Yeah. So so you know, there's a lot that's changed over
30 years.
You know, as 30 years, and as we, you know, are doing this podcast, I'm still expecting Facebook to be down, and I hope it's not. So
yeah, let's hope when you're listening to this it's not.
Yeah. But yeah, so
let's do a quick Bachelor finale recapper.
Yeah, so over the last 2 days where we've been hanging out, we watched 4 hours.
We watched 4 hours of Bachelor for maybe about 15 minutes of new content.
But over the last 2 weeks, it was like 8 hours. So
of maybe at that point 30 minutes of new content.
Yeah. So where do we start?
So this week in their 2-part finale, we get to see them chasing after Colton like he's a dog in the dark Portuguese countryside.
Yep.
They finally come upon him, and he was not having it for a while. They got him into the van. He cried. But then he did the whole like, but this will make me stronger.
Yeah, I really thought that we're gonna have to shoot one of those net guns at him, like
get him. A little tranquilizer. I know it was like very bizarre, like how animalistic they made it, and also like the whole thing with like they're like, so is this over? And like Colton was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, so like
done.
So it's like, yeah, like this all rules are out the window now. And so then, you know, he had to go and break up with Tayshia and Hannah G, who literally she like even said in her after the final rose, she had no idea that she didn't know, like I guess they really have no concept of time because it must only happen over a couple of days. Like they don't know who's going to be picked. Like they don't understand who's being picked first or whatever. They're just sitting there waiting, you know, chilling until he comes and knocks on their door. So like she like didn't really know what to expect when she
had it the worst because she just got explained to, like, he told both the girls like, I love Cassie.
Yeah.
Which is like rough.
And like so she's all like, I didn't even know you had another date.
Yeah.
Like,
so essentially like she just got cut for like, I mean, he just was obsessed with her. And I really think like, you know, when it comes to Colton, he just wanted what he couldn't have or something. Like he just went after the girl that like didn't say he loved her. And that's
yeah. And like it was, I had really icky feelings about how he was like, well, I'm like not going to give up. Like,
it didn't seem noble.
He
like,
seemed very much like he was going to coerce her into loving him. He's all like, well, I'm not going to
I've been there.
Take no for an answer. Yeah, which I've never really liked when you've explained that to me.
Well, I mean,
So-
sometimes like you really like in your mind when you have a connection with someone, like you think like
You think they feel the exact same way?
no, I just like you think you're like they just don't know yet. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you feel like they're not seeing like what I'm seeing or what this could be, the potential and stuff. So you're like, I'm gonna show them, and if they give you the opportunity to show them, sometimes it'll work out for the best. But it depends on like this situation. I hope he doesn't get hurt at the end. Because,
Yeah, I mean, like, so they're not engaged. They're just like dating still. They might get engaged, but I don't know if they're gonna how long they're gonna wait to do that or what's gonna happen. But like, I don't know if like this is the best example for like people in general, because like, as I said, like, I don't really think this is a tactic everyone should try to take, because obviously like this whole environment is not very realistic, and the fact that she knows that she can also be like a little bit famous if she like says yes, probably can help, and that's a little that makes it different, where I feel like this is like maybe not a model that everyone should try to do.
Yeah, but I did like the format of we talked about it. I really think like it shouldn't be down to 2 women. Like they should they should make like the final decision when it comes down to 3 women. I feel like it's more humane.
It's more humane because like then you don't feel like, wow, like he literally was like he's like looking both ways and then chooses one way. Like it's like a flip of a coin when it's 2. When it's 3 people, it's very much so like, okay, like I'm weighing these options. This is the person like I connect with the most. It kind of seems like more of like the Goldilocks method, you know what I mean? Like where it's all like, this one's too hot, this one's too cold.
Well, especially
this one's just
after,
right.
yeah, exactly. Especially after like the what's it called? Why am I thinking the suite?
Fantasy suite?
Fantasy suite. That just slipped my mind. The fantasy suite. It's like, I think it's really rough to spend a night with 3 girls and then just eliminate 1 girl out of those and then be like, these 2 girls were better, like, in the fantasy suite.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Which is like, and we don't know always what happens in the fantasy suite. They might have sex, they might not. A lot of them have talked about, like, I've read different articles about past contestants that say they use that time for a lot of, like, deep talks that they don't want to be on camera all the time, just to, like, learn more about each other. But yeah, no, I feel like, yeah, you could use that time to actually, like, learn more things and then be able to make a good decision, like, this is what I want to marry.
Yeah. So he ends up dumping both girls.
And virginity was talked about much too much. It was like so cringy.
It was. I mean, to the point like every time like Chris was saying it like it was still normal.
But will he
like,
lose
what
his?
The heck?
He's got to get Cassie, but will he lose his virginity? Like, and it's like, and they even had past contestants. They had like all of his guy friends, like Jason and the Goose and like whatever, and then some of the girls from the like season to come on and like have like a little like round table to be all like, so do you think he lost his virginity? And then them to like once again, like if this, I have to say, like I think this is really disgusting that they did this, and like if it was the Bachelorette, same situation, this would not even be happening, and I think it's gross because I think they're
watch
like,
it's coming. It's probably eventually we'll see that. But to me, I think like the dumbest thing about the whole thing is that Colton allowed this. Like he was playing into it too.
yeah, and he acted and like
he used it.
If you look on his social media, he acts like he. He's all like, oh, finally, they didn't bring up my virginity, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. Like, you've created this persona. Don't pretend like...
I mean, he joked about it with his parents when he showed up.
Yeah, don't pretend like you're sick of it. I know, like, yeah, that was what was
He was like, hey, guys,
weird.
I'm no longer a virgin. I was like,
and, like,
whoa!
the brother, and, like, they had made bets. I was like, because, like, it has become such an embedded part of, like, them being on the show, the whole point of the show, that, like, they're all like, oh, haha, like, what?
Yeah. So, yeah, it definitely got a little weird. The whole thing was really weird,
It was so awkward. And then now we have our new Bachelorette,
which
is Hannah B. And she literally couldn't even like form a sentence. First of all, when she was having what was supposed to be a serious business phone call with Chris Harrison, because like, she was like, they were talking about like, like you're in the list, top list for the Bachelorette, blah, blah, blah. How do you feel about that? And she was like barely able to form like, yeah, I'm like excited. Yeah. And then he was all like, so do you want to be the Bachelorette? She's like, wait, are you asking me? Like she like, and then was crying. She like literally couldn't even fill a sentence.
She couldn't fill a sentence for the whole
time she was on the show. And then they brought out 5 guys, and like she even got to like give out a fake rose. Like I don't think it means anything to one of them. And I was like,
well, it means he won't be going home the first night.
Yeah. Did it actually hold that weight? I didn't know.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, all the guys are going to be going to the house, but like, I mean, it's not the first impression rose, but it's just
like,
a rose to save him.
It's pretty much like, yeah.
Yeah. which is not actually fair to her. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you make that decision?
Also, it's like a weird, because you don't even know who else is going to be there.
Yeah, so it's like you might have wanted to get rid of that guy for another guy, and now another guy is gonna have to go
especially
home.
like in a different environment, like that environment.
I just thought about all this too.
Obviously, like really different than like even like the limo environment.
Yeah,
and
but
then them
he
all being
spit
in
a
a
rap.
house.
I feel like I would kill that rap.
Cam spit a rap. Cam from Austin.
Do you think I should, if I got on there, if I should ever spit a rap? Do you think that'd be good? It would be good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I would have to make it great though.
You'd have to make it good.
Yeah,
I think you
that
could
guy
like
sucked,
come
though.
out of like the limo
Mm-hmm.
with like some stuff and like loop it.
Oh, dude! I think you just made my entrance. If someone comes out looping stuff, that'd be just with my mouth, just like have
Yeah,
like.
you're like all of a sudden, boom.
Yo, that'd be sick. Yeah.
I mean, people have come in and cupcakes. People have done whatever. I don't think that's the craziest
I
thing
always
you can
thought
do.
about that. That's probably the hardest thing I would think about is how I would come out of this limo.
Like you're like, how can I do something that's impressive and not too cheesy?
Yeah. It's hard, but most of the time people fail at it. So.
But yeah. So we have a break in Bachelor content until May, I guess, when we're forced to lose our brain cells.
Yeah, I mean, throughout
I'm
I'm sure there will be a lot of drama throughout seasons and stuff, so we'll talk about it. But yeah, this has been our season finale of like The Bachelor 2019.
Yeah.
So
we in it.
Yeah, it was a interesting season.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd use a heavy word like interesting.
Interesting could be good or bad. But yeah, this Hannah B season, they don't even tell like the last name. Like I was gonna say, like, why did it say it's Hannah B? Like I thought they were gonna be like it's Hannah.
I mean,
Burger
that's
King
even
or
how
whatever her
like
last name.
Ashley was for a lot of it. Like she was just Ashley I.
Yeah. But I mean, she was never the Bachelorette. Like I get it. Like once you become the Bachelorette, they should be like they weren't calling him Colton you. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like.
true.
And it's not like she's not gonna walk out right after you say her name. Like they're gonna confuse her with another Lauren or something. Like she's walking out right now. So,
I don't know. She might get confused.
Oh no, for sure. She was so dumb. She was actually yelling at the crowd. You remember? She's like, "Why are you guys laughing?" Like she like turned to the crowd at one point and was like, "Stop laughing" or something like that. Like,
oh my god,
it's gonna be a very awkward season.
Oh my god, I don't like. I think she
can't even make a toast.
She can't make a toast.
So how like
she's a pageant girl? No wonder why she didn't even place.
Yo. Really? I thought she got...
No.
Oh.
Kaylin was runner-up. She didn't even place.
Oh, my goodness. So I thought Kaylin won.
No, she was runner-up.
She never won any?
She didn't. She was like second place.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah. So, I mean, if she, like half the show is like getting in front of a bunch of people and saying like cheers or something, and she can't even do it. So
yep.
I would really love to see the process of picking these people. Like I don't know.
I know, like I like just seeing even that tiny peek where it was all like, yeah, you know, you're like in the list or whatever. I'm like, okay, so like they actually do make a list and they actually are in contact with them, like, and this is how it works.
It's just not something.
I want to know, Chris.
We're not privy to what it is because it's not like Bachelor ratings are going down. It's like they're going up.
I wish they were.
Yeah, but they're going up. So they must be doing something right. But yeah, so that was Bachelor. Now that we've gotten into that, why don't we go? I mean, the show's running a little long.
Yeah.
I actually expected us to go longer with Bachelor stuff, but not much happened, I guess. So
I know. No, because if you really break it down, like if you actually break down like what was new content and what wasn't, like them replaying stuff, there wasn't much.
True. So let's get to our slapper of the week. We always kind of discuss new songs that came out. This past week, I wasn't too impressed with new music.
I wasn't too impressed either. But we both had listened to the song prior to coming here.
Yeah, and then this one is kind of up. It's like if I had a type when it comes to music, it would be like this. Add some nice guitars, get someone to sing, and
it's
some
got
beat.
it's Here With Me by Marshmello featuring Churches, and I love Churches, CHVRCHES as I like to call
You
them.
you didn't say that earlier when we were talking about churches.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, let's play this song.
Okay. Well, okay. So I wanted to say this is a little different from Marshmello. Usually Marshmello has what? Oh man, you should have laughed more and throw me a bone. But yeah, no. Marshmello usually has that like that fist bump type beat, you know. So
like I'm thinking of like Friends right now.
Well, this is more of like a Chainsmokers type vibe. I feel like he's going with. So,
totally, for
yeah.
sure.
So our slapper of the week is "Here With Me" by Marshmello featuring CHVRCHES. Let's get into it.
Can I tell you something just between you and me?
Slapper of the week.
This song slaps.
Every single word 'cause I need you here with me.
Yeah, guys. Second time I heard the song, so that's why I wasn't singing along. But I will be.
Ooh, that rhymed.
Ooh, I will be the next time I listen to this podcast. So, and I hope you listen to it too. And if you made it this far, I think you have been. Anyways.
Oh, we are tired today,
Yes,
folks.
we are. I need my pizza. Well, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, it's one of our compadres' birthdays today.
Whose?
Taylor Marie.
TM!
Yeah.
We haven't shouted her out in a while.
Yeah, I know, but she's a avid listener, so
Okay.
here's a shout out to her. She'll be hearing this tomorrow. Well, when this comes out,
Yeah.
and she'll be driving.
It's a long day, people. Shout out to TM. I miss you. Let's hang soon. Let's see. Was that all you had?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanted to shout out my friend Cool Whip that we talked about.
Doug, Cool Whip.
And the Fly Kids.
Cool
What's
Whip.
up? Shout out to the Fly Kids. Let's give them an airplane.
Hey.
Take off. Yeah, man. It was really
Awesome.
cool to be able to see him. That's my boy for life, and you know, we're all kind of spread out now, but to be able to still, you know,
Fly back together.
yeah, you know, we're
Birds
all,
of a feather fly.
flock together. Birds of a feather. But
You and
so
me.
speaking of birthdays, I wanted to shout out my girl Jessica Sicknan. That's my homie, co-worker, and really good friend.
She's a great gal.
Yeah, we've been kind of celebrating her birthday since Saturday.
Okay, and you guys played like mini Twister with like
yeah, I
little
had
sock
gotten
fingers.
I'd gotten her this mini Twister set. It was pretty interesting because you put socks on your fingers, and it's
Could you not do that hand motion?
what socks on your fingers. Oh my god. Anyways, get your mind out of the gutter. You're supposed to be on Lent. So here, I'm gonna give you a round buzzer just
Okay.
because I know where your mind's at.
I
But
didn't give up having dirty thoughts.
anyways, so you threw me off. Shout out to Jay Sooks. So yeah, that's my shout outs, and we're well into our 50s now.
Look at us,
51.
we're old. We can't even remember things.
No, yeah,
We're
that's-
decrepit.
I'm just losing it. That's so weird. Why are we feeling old? But we are, and at least I am. Oh man.
Anyways, this has been episode 51.
All right, take it away. No, but seriously, thank you guys for listening. We know we are. Yeah, we're tired. So.
But we love you all the same.
Well, I honestly, for as tired as we are, I'm surprised how long we've gotten into
yeah, how
topics
about we
today.
wrap it up?
No, I love them. I want to stay with you guys forever.
Guys,
I'm not
please.
going anywhere. I think Veronica wants to go home, actually.
I'm
but
trying to get stuff done for us. You also want to sleep. We both want to sleep. You want
All
your
right.
pizza?
All right. We'll get out of here, guys. We'll see you next week with episode 52 of Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
52. I'm Veronica.
And we'll see you next week. We love you all right? Deuces.
Bye.
Future Bachelor Podcast.